Hey, what's happening? What's happening? Looks to be in the back end of the studio that everything should be sounding good, should be looking good. Give me 1 second. It is a little bit choppy. Let me know if it's a little too choppy. But hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome. This is a kind of last second thing that I wanted to do here. Yeah, let me know in the chat if it's looking good, sounding good. Thank you, everybody, for liking the stream. It's helpful. Random, just super random, the Detroit Lions have signed Jarrad Davis. So this one, honestly, I have no idea what's going on. I was incredibly shocked when I saw this. It kind of blew my mind. It was the type of thing where I read it. Somebody posted it in the comments of the video I made about Malik Willis earlier today. And I honestly thought somebody had no idea what they were talking about. like when I read it, I legit was like, there's no way. There's no way that this just happened. It just didn't feel like it could have been right, like it actually happened. So kind of threw me off kilter here. But again, everybody, thank you for hopping into the live stream. I appreciate you guys liking the stream and pushing it forward. Real quick before we start, I wanted to let you know that I started a Twitch channel. So if you guys are interested, I started a Twitch channel, and on that, it's just a place that I'm going to be exploring a lot more of my interests via playing Super Smash Bros. And talking D&D and talking Lord of the Rings, really, because when it comes to a Detroit Lions channel, I don't ever want to overbear the mass majorities. I obviously love those other things, but this channel is for the Detroit Lions. So the Twitch channel will be more for having fun in totally different areas. My wife loves Super Smash Bros. So her and I will play together, and hang out with you guys, and hopefully it'll help me get to know you guys on a different level, because so often, we're sitting here and we're talking Lions, but I think Twitch will allow us to have a little bit more growth as a group. So enough of that. Let's get into this. The Lions have signed Jarrad Davis via the Detroit Lions website. The Detroit Lions announced today that they have signed unrestricted free agent linebacker Jarrad Davis. Contract terms were not disclosed. That was something that I saw initially. I want to know what we got him back for. Obviously, Davis, we brought him. Davis was our first-round pick back in 2017. So for those of you who don't know, Jarrad Davis, 2017, he's our first round. It was the 21st overall pick out of Florida. And that was Quinn Trisha era. And Davis just never thrived. Davis can hit hard. He is a heat-seeking, well, I'll take that back. He is a missile out on the field. Sometimes the heat-seeking capability is not on. Hey, Lions fan, one Paulie LFP. Thank you for the super chat, my guy. That was me who posted that comment. Yes, it was you. It was you. You did say that we snagged Davis, and I legitimately thought you had no idea what you're talking about. But guess what? You were right. I was wrong. I couldn't believe it. I read it, and I was like, there's no way. There's no way the Lions brought him back. So, yeah, thank you, everybody, for commenting, for hanging out in the chat, for liking the stream. Yeah. So Davis, obviously, for those of you who don't know, in his 4-year stint with Detroit, right at the end of it, Matt Patricia declined his 5th-year option. Patricia declined the 5th-year option, and he ends up going to the Jets last year. And it was weird because even when Campbell first got hired, you guys probably all remember, in Campbell's presser, he brought up Jarrad Davis. In Campbell's first press conference, he was like, he talked about number 40. He brings up number 40, and he said when he lines up and he comes in head first, like, he discussed Jarrad Davis's technique, really his viciousness, his violence out on the field. And so when Davis walked away from Detroit, I was honestly bummed because no, Davis was never what we wanted him to be here. He was never what we were promised. He never really lived up to what we expected him to live up as a first-round draft pick, 21st overall. But you could see the glimmer. You could see the talent that was there that Patricia just never could tap into. Him dropping back into pass coverage, I don't love it. Don't think it's good. However, Jarrad Davis is the type of guy who you look at and you say, go get that QB. And if you use him in certain packages, certain, scheme or plays, he's the type of guy who you just send after the QB. And I think he can really make a difference. My biggest, I wanted to see what Jarrad Davis was capable of when Dan Campbell came here. I really wanted to see what Davis was capable of with Aaron Glenn. And so when he went to the Jets, it was a huge bummer. However, here he is coming back. The prodigal son has returned. The prodigal son has returned. And I think that Davis, with the right coaching, can be what we were promised back in 2017. Dan, what's going on, my guy? Good to see you. Did Alex Anzalone and Jarrad Davis play together at Florida? Yes, I do believe they did. I do believe they did. In fact, if you watched Jarrad Davis's presser, the welcome home, thank you, Tony. That's what it feels like. It is the prodigal son. If you watched Davis's presser, he brings up Alex Anzalone. And when Anzalone came here and the fact that the two of them were just kids with no money, and now here they are in the NFL. And yeah, so also, good point, Dante. I think Davis was in a bad situation in the Patricia era, but I think now Davis will thrive under Campbell and the linebackers coach of the Lions. Thank you, everybody, for liking the stream, for pushing it forward. This is a last-second thing that I'm doing, so didn't really have a lot of time in the YouTube algorithm to, get set. So if you guys are able to like it, comment it, maybe, I don't know, throw it out on Twitter, that's helpful. Do I think the Lions will sign Arden Key? I don't. I didn't think so. I really don't think so at this point. Yeah, James, solid point. Your expectation is going to be a rotational piece. He does hit hard, but he really is a huge liability in the pass defense. It's just not his forte. That is accurate, my man. Pass defense, Jarrad Davis is not the guy that you want out there. That's just not where he found success. And plus, what did Matt Patricia ask him to do? He had Jarrad Davis play a very read and react style of linebacker. He had him try to diagnose the plays as they were happening, and that's not what Jarrad Davis ever excelled in. And so even when he went to the Jets, I was bummed because I really wanted to see what he could do under Glenn. Hey, Adam, my guy, smooth-looking son of a gun. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on your show just a couple days ago. Got to hang out over on Woodward Sports with Adam, and it's always a good time over there. So everybody, please go subscribe to Woodward Sports Network. It's definitely worth it. Zach Acosta, hey, love the videos. My guy, I appreciate that you love them. That means a lot. Yeah, so when I look at, from Miami nonetheless. Wow, you got good weather down there. When I look at Jarrad Davis, Matt Patricia as a whole, he came into Detroit and he said, this is how it's going to be. This is the way it's going to work. You're going to fit my defense, my offense. You're going to fit in whether you like it or not. And he basically just had a cookie cutter and was trying to jam cookie dough into it, or like already baked cookies into a cookie cutter, and it just crumbled all about us. So it was just terrible. It was just terrible. And so Jarrad Davis was one of the casualties of Matt Patricia's awful style of do it my way or else. And that's where we saw Jarrad Davis as a casualty in that. Why you always lying? I don't think it's accurate, to be honest. Matt Patricia used everyone. That's funny. That's what I'm saying. Matt Patricia, his defense as a whole. And so, again, Jarrad Davis was just one of those casualties. Adam, my guy, I appreciate the open invite to the show. It really was awesome. And I saw a huge uptick in subs, so I definitely have to say some of that had to come from you guys having me on. Yeah, Tony. He was putting the square block into the circle hole with everyone. Absolutely, he was. Yeah, so when I look at Davis, he's a heat-seeking missile. He can hit hard. You line him up, man. Davis can do a lot of damage. And when you look at him, he's entering into the sixth season in the NFL. Last year, he got injured pretty early on with the Jets. He's, according to the Detroit Lions website, he's appeared in 64 career games, 50 starts, total 324 tackles, 216 of those being solos, 10.5 sacks, 1 pick, 9 passes defended against, 7 forced fumbles, and 3 fumble recoveries. What I am excited about is seeing how he fits into this scheme and into into Glenn's defense and really the Campbell way, because Jarrad Davis has that grit. He's an old school style player. Now, the one thing that I don't love is Jarrad Davis, from what we've seen, is not a phenomenal player. and you're just bringing in another linebacker. You're just bringing in another guy. And is it going to be enough to set us on the right track? You know what I'm saying? Like, does Jarrad Davis really elevate the Detroit Lions that much more? Now, again, we don't have the contract. We don't know how many dollars it's going for. But at what point... It's hard because we're in the second year of a rebuild. This is just one of these things that I'm truly so confused when seeing it. And it makes me wonder that Campbell must have really liked Davis, but they just couldn't offer money based on past play, and the Jets were willing to spend the dollars. And so after the fifth year, declining him on the fifth year, Davis walked away. And I think Davis is very interesting because if you watched his presser upon coming back, he just, I don't know, he seemed more mature. It sounds like he took a lot of time to really think about his life in general, and it sounds like he went through some sort of, like, I don't know, mental, emotional, spiritual journey over the last 2 seasons since his time here. But hey, Melinda, you love the channel. Well, that's very sweet of you. Thank you for enjoying the channel. It means a lot. It means a lot to me that all of you guys are here. So, Melinda, I appreciate it. I'm just here having fun, talking Lions. And in case you all didn't know, I started my own Twitch channel earlier today where I'm going to be taking, you can actually see it on the bottom of the screen, twitch.com/Osiris Bellhorn. That's the name of one of my D&D characters. And so on there, it'll be me just hanging out, playing some Super Smash, probably talking Lions, but mostly just having fun, exploring different areas of life and things that I love here. All right, let's see. Breeze, do you think Jarrad Davis is just a placeholder because we have so many needs to fill? Yeah, it kind of feels like it. It really does kind of feel like it because when... Yeah, I'd have to say yes. It feels like we're just trying to fill a slot, especially before the draft is coming. Again, I wish we had the contract information. If any of you know the contract information, if that does come out, please just throw it in the chat right now. I'm very interested. Hey, Tony, I appreciate you hopping on to the Twitch stream and joining, following over there. 0-16, what's happening? Dude, welcome. Also, Lions fan, Paulie, the New Jersey Jets. My guy, if only they were called the Jersey Jets. But they're not. Yeah, combat sack. It's actually a very interesting point. The only concern being Barnes and Davis seeming too similar. And maybe that's where a lot of Jarrad Davis is, hey, come on in as a veteran. It's your 6th year in the NFL. Help lead up a Derek Barnes type of guy. Because you're right, Derek Barnes definitely has a little bit of that Jarrad Davis in him, a little bit of that rugged, grit, aggressive, old school mentality, old school gameplay. Dan Spanos. What the hell is Twitch? It's another streaming platform where I stream playing Super Smash Brothers. It's a video game, just hanging out and talking to you guys and being able to kind of grow on each other's, I don't know, grow in a different capacity. But Jack Hayes, my guy, welcome. Ryan Callahan, what do you think about the Davis, Jay? He's been a mop to me, just saying. Yeah, Ryan, so this is what I'm kind of talking about right here, man, is Jarrad Davis obviously never lived up to the potential that we all were promised by Matt Patricia. However, to be fair, Jarrad Davis, in the words of some of the chat people here, was a square peg in a round hole. We never used Jarrad Davis in the ways that we should have. Matt Patricia always tried to use him in a way that I don't think Jarrad Davis should have been used. The whole read and react and diagnose, that's not who Jarrad Davis is. He's not the type of guy to sit there and dissect the play at the speed of light and drop into pass coverage and make those plays. He's the guy who you look at and you say, go get him. Like, use that heat-seeking grit mentality and send him on his way. So bringing back Jarrad Davis, what it tells me is Campbell never really wanted to lose him. As I said earlier, I think Campbell in his presser really liked him. He liked his aggression, he liked his grit, and he wanted to see what he could get out of him, and it didn't happen. And I don't know, man. I think Jarrad Davis is an odd case. I don't think he should have been drafted when he was. It was a little too early. Kind of reminds me of Jeff Okudah. Totally different, but the similarity is, yeah, shouldn't have been you. It shouldn't have been you. So interesting question coming from Jared Callahan. What do you think about trading up to 1 to secure Hutchinson? Doubt if he falls to 2. You know what? I heard a rumor today where people were talking about that. The potential. I heard some rumor that the Detroit Lions will be trading, or were asking around, talking about trading up to 1 in order to secure Hutch. I don't love it, but I mean, Jacksonville is a floundering organization, and Doug Peterson is a good coach. I think it's only going to take time before, just a couple years before he's able to turn around Jacksonville. So I don't really want to hand away too many draft picks, too much draft capital. I don't know if trading up to 1 this year for Hutchinson. Yeah, man, this is where the draft is crazy, right? It's basically Christmas Day, and you're praying that the gift you want is under the table or under the tree. So I think it would not be a wise decision. I think you're just going to you're basically burning money. You're burning draft picks in order to get up to 1 for Aiden Hutchinson. At that point, I would rather just sit at 2, wait, and grab Thibodeau, grab next best edge potentially. Interesting. Kyle Hamilton, no matter what. I'm not on the Kyle Hamilton train personally. I mean, he's phenomenal. He is very good, but I don't think he's the right pick at number 2. Thank you all for liking the stream, for hitting that little yellow thumbs up. And if you want to imagine Bill Clinton doing one of these while you click it, maybe that'll make it better for you. Maybe it'll make it more fun. I don't know. Add a little pizzazz to it when you click that button. Unfortunately, Brandon, draft day is the Super Bowl for Lions fans. Interesting. Jack Hayes coming in with all the questions. I like it. What do you think about trading up from 32 to somewhere around 15 to 20 to try to get Drake London? I would sit tight at 32 personally. I really like that 32-34 combo. Again, I don't think that Detroit this year is in a situation where there's some players that we have to get, like without them, you know, I look at 32 and personally I would love a Nakobe Dean followed by Daxton Hill if he's available type of situation. You know, go for the linebacker safety combo at 32-34. Ooh, AKZ, are we still last in the division this year? No, I do not think so, but my record prediction so far for the Detroit Lions is 7-10 this season. Yeah, I think the Lions go 7-10 this year. The schedule is actually kind of interesting. It bodes in our favor in a lot of ways. However, I don't think that it's going to be a couple close games like last year, and I will say the following year we win the North. So Jay, if you were recruiting, who's your first pick and who would it be? Who's your first pick? I'm assuming you mean for the Detroit Lions at number 2. If Aiden Hutchinson is available, that's the guy that I want. I want Hutchinson. I think between his techniques and really his character, that integrity, or not even the integrity, he fits the culture for Detroit, and on the field kind of reminds me of TJ Watt. I think he's the guy for Detroit. I really do. And if he's not available at number 2, this is where it gets hard, because Thibodeau is also a solid choice, but there's that, oh, well, he sat out of the combine at the end of the day because he was tired. It was a long day, and there's just some culture problems there with him. Kyle Hamilton is not my choice. If the Lions selected him at 2, what is good about it is knowing, well, we got a freak athlete at number 2. We got Kyle Hamilton. Last year, I believe, Mitch, we lost 3 one-score games at least, minimally. I think it was Minnesota, Baltimore. I mean, Atlanta, we lost when Tim Boyle threw that pick right at the end. DJ Chark, 1,000-yard season. Dan Churin, welcome to the chat. Hair's looking toit. Yeah, man, it was a good hair day. I mean, granted, you throw these babies on there and it smashes it down, but yeah, I think that one guy in your class, I think that we will be 3rd in the division this year. Not by much, by 1 game. I think we lose out to Minnesota. It's going to go Green Bay, Minnesota, Detroit, Chicago is my guess. Wow. 0-17. Come on, guy. No way. Not a chance. Yeah, Thibodeau is not a Campbell kind of guy. You're not wrong. Hey, here's a great question, Ryan. Hey, everybody. Thank you for liking the chat. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate all the questions in the chat. Not going to be doing this too much longer. I just wanted to kind of do a breaking news. Jarrad Davis, my initial reaction. Let's see. Ryan, do you believe that Okudah will finally have a breakout here? Me personally, I think he's a bust. All right, Ryan. My honest opinion regarding Okudah is that he will have a bounce back season. Okudah has been injured since day one, since we got him. The COVID year, he was jacked up. He had the groin injury. I mean, you can't play to full capacity there. There was no preseason. Like, I just feel like Okudah got a bad shake year 1. He has that groin injury, gets surgery. Year 2, last year, an even worse shake. He ruptures, I think, his Achilles. Was it the Achilles or the ACL? I think he ruptured his Achilles immediately. Game 1. And it just sucked. It just sucked to see. And so I think the problem with Okudah is there's this, you're the 3rd overall. So be the 3rd overall. To me, at this point, I'm like, forget that. Forget being the 3rd overall. Forget that you're a first-round draft pick by the Detroit Lions. Just play in the NFL to the caliber that you're capable of. Show us what you're made of. Like, get that out of your brain. And it's easier said than done because I'm just some fanalist sitting over here. But yeah, no, I think that Okudah does bounce back this year. I was so excited to see his growth last year under Aaron Glenn. Like, when you look at what Aaron Glenn did with what was basically a trash defense and made it not so trash. When you see a UDFA like Jerry Jacobs just come out of nowhere, Tracy Walker bounce back, have a best season, all of them, everybody. Fatu Melifonwu, him coming out in his first year, rookie year, and Amani Oruwariye had a phenomenal season. Like, I was so excited for what Okudah was going to be able to do. And so I'm not an Okudah. I'm not going to doubt him. I really think that he is capable. Hey, man. Dude, good to hear from you. Thanks for popping on, Ryan. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think he's going to come back. Also, John Robinson, solid point. I think that Jarrad Davis is a depth signing. That's a good way to put it. I mean, you're looking at our linebacker core right now. It's made up of Derek Barnes, Alex Anzalone, now Jarrad Davis, and linebacker from Baltimore, Chris Board. That's like those are the guys on the top of my tongue, or the top of my head at least. The Twitch username, Osiris Bellhorn. You can see it down in the bottom right corner of the video. At least it should be. If it's not down there, and that's not good, because then my computer's lying to me. But isn't that the computer's way? Got some nice lemon tea. Because you know what? You guys know, I'm not a big tea fan. I'm not a big tea guy. Tea's not my jam. Jam's my jam. But this lemon tea is actually, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Drop a little bit of honey in that. Stir it up. It's a good time. It was the Achilles. Sorry, just trying to go through some of your guys' comments here. Hey, Lions via Paulie, one of your favorite YouTubers. Hey, I appreciate the love, my guy. I feel like I can't really be considered YouTuber until I'm at like 10,000 subs. Right now, I'm just like that guy that you guys listen to sometimes. Nah, just kidding, man. I appreciate the love. Hey, I love doing this. I think that's probably one of my favorite parts about this, is knowing that I started this channel because I love the Lions, and I was hoping for 100 Lions friends. And now I have 4,500 of them. So thank you. Was it Bellhorn a day 3 pick? Osiris Bellhorn is my, he was one of my D&D characters, actually. Here he is. He's a, I don't know if it's going to focus on him. We'll see if it does. No, come on, buddy. Come on, camera. Yeah, that's all right. It's a little Hildorf cleric. And now this is Salazar Bucklebeard. He's a half-elf monk. Anyways, that's what my Twitch is for. That's not for this. Oh, all right. Hey, I appreciate it, Jack. Wow, got a lot of fans from different teams in here. Got a Raiders fan. Hey, congratulations on Devontae Adams. Thank you for getting him out of our division. Yes, clerics are the bomb. They are very, I think, sometimes undervalued. You know, people don't want to play it because you're a healer or whatever, but what do I think about Daxton Hill? As I said earlier, Daxton Hill I would definitely like to snag at that 32 or 34 spot. I think Daxton Hill coming in would be, we're going to need a safety. We need somebody to pair up with Tracy Walker. This is where you have the Kyle Hamilton train. But to me, if we can get Hutchinson at 2, if the Jags let him go and we take Hutch, and then you're able to get Daxton Hill later, if available, that's what I would want. Jack Hayes over in the UK. My guy. Dude, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. I don't even know what time it is over there. Tom Robinson, great question. How long until the player coaching staff starts paying dividends in free agency? I really feel like it's going to be by next year. I think so. When you look at the rebuild and you look at the rebuild process, year 1 was establishing a foundation. Year 2 is now taking those steps upward, taking those steps forward, really creating. That culture has been created here in Detroit, where other players now know who Detroit is. You listen to DJ Chark. When DJ Chark came to Detroit, he made it clear. He was like, yeah, I was following Detroit all year because they were us, you know, the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Lions, 3 wins. Like, we were both in the same boat. He said, but I could tell how different it was here in Detroit because these guys wouldn't quit. These guys didn't quit, and they lost tough games. And, like, that has been established. And so I think next year's the year where we're really going to start seeing the payoff come forth. Hey, AKZ, great question. Do you think that Amon-Ra's season was a flop and was only good because of the other players' injuries? No. However, Amon-Ra St. Brown's season was so good because of the lack of depth and the lack of veteranship, the lack of vets at the wide receiver position. Because you think about it, if we had Marvin Jones and Kenny Golladay last year, Amon-Ra, and they were both healthy, how many times would Amon-Ra St. Brown ever seen, if he was, if we still selected him, how many times would he have seen the ball? It would have been a lot different. And so Amon-Ra St. Brown, we got to see him really come forth because of the wide receiver core being so limited. So I think with the addition of DJ Chark and now knowing what Amon-Ra St. Brown is capable of, no, I don't think it's a flop. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown's the real deal. Hey, appreciate it. Primetime Plays for subbing to the Twitch. Yeah, man, definitely. Run some games. Play a little. I mean, like I said, I'm a huge Super Smash Bros. Fan, so I appreciate you guys going on over there. Do I think a wide receiver at 32 or 34? I think it's definitely possible, but I don't think it's necessary that early. Wide receivers, you can get some solid guys pretty deep. And looking at this year, third round, I see us after the second round. That's where we'll make our move for a wide receiver. Thank you, everybody, for liking this stream. I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys. Oh, my Super Smash Bros. Main. You're probably going to hate it, but it's Lucas. God, I love Lucas, man. PK Fire, PK Freeze. So, yeah, dude, I love it. I mean, he's annoying as all get out when you're playing against him. But, gosh, I love Lucas. And then from there, if I'm going to go, I do like Luigi. Luigi's fun. I'm not great with him, but if you can get that up B right next to somebody, spike them out of the stadium. Yeah, it's still possible. Jack still might take Neil. They might take Neil. Ooh, if Malik Willis dropped to 32, that would be wild. I don't see it happening because I feel like we're going to see at least two QBs go in the first round, whether it's New Orleans, Carolina, and, I mean, who does Seattle have? Drew Lock? Also, yeah, sorry, Jarrad. That's what I'm saying. Lucas. Dude, Bowser Jr., let's go. I love me some. I love Roy. Roy is so funny. God, Roy is great because, like, he just walks. He's got the stupid little pink sunglasses. Super adorable. You know what? I'm not going QB. I'm not going QB at all this draft. My thought is this when I look at Detroit as a whole. Our glaring needs, to me, are between edge, safety, linebacker, and wide receiver. Those are what's calling. Quarterback this year just doesn't make sense. 2023, if we were in a position like we are, I really think that's when we're going to look. Plus, the 2023 quarterback class has some more prospects that I think would fit into Detroit's scheme. And so, right now, I'm not going quarterback. Yeah, it is weird. The fan base is split on Malik Willis. The moment he had a pro day, I put out a video about it earlier. I'm sure you saw it. He has his pro day, and all of a sudden, everybody is going nuts, and everybody loves him, and everybody wants him. And I'm like, we saw what he could do in the season. We know it, and yeah, he could throw a deep ball. He can huck that ball. Yes, he's mobile, dual threat, all good things that I hope for one day, but he's risky. Malik Willis is very risky. There's like the two types right now. There's the quarterbacks that are structured and ready to go, and then there's the raw talent, the Josh Allens, who people are like, they could be great, or they could be a waste of a first-round draft pick. And that's Malik Willis. He's very risky. And I'm not a scout. I don't get paid the big bucks to do that. I didn't get to go to any of those throwing sessions to really see him, so, I can only say so much. Austin Seibert, yeah, he's still on the Lions, yes. Though I do believe he gave up his number to DJ Chark. I believe that DJ Chark will be number 4. So Seibert, gave that number up. AKZ, we gotta hope, my guy. We gotta hope. I sure hope so. He has these flashes, these moments, and I just think the injuries for running backs suck. You personally like Pickett more than Willis, but I agree, no QB this year. I'm with you. And see, that's the problem. There's no quarterback that I'm like, oh my God, I love this guy. I want this guy. That's what I want when if Detroit selects a QB in the first round. I want to love him. I want to be driving down to Detroit to greet him with a Lions flag waving in the wind, and I have a birthday cake in my other hand that says, Happy Birthday, Harry. Yeah, DJ Chark really could become something. Sorry, I'm so late. This is likely repetitive, but it's hyper big brain to sign a guy while getting a compensatory pick for him. Do we know if this is unprecedented? Huh. Det Fan Man. That is a very interesting thing that I did not consider. Oh my God, you might have just broken my brain. Huh. Is Brad Holmes the second coming of Jesus? No, I didn't, but I'm just saying that's very smart. Oh my God. I think you just blew my mind. Oh my God. That is unbelievable. Because we did get a compensatory pick for him. Oh my God, I'm just trying to process all this. That is a really astute. That's very astute, my guy. I appreciate you dropping that in here. That gives me so much more to think about regarding the signing. That is as big. That's what you call Pinky and the Brain. Like the two mice that used to be on Nickelodeon. At least I think it was Nickelodeon. Pinky and the Brain. You know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm saying. Wow, that is absolutely fascinating. And Det Fan Man, that goes out to you. Well done, sir. Way to point that out. I did not even catch that. R2D2 reprocessing. Holy cow. So the Detroit Lions got a compensatory pick for Jarrad Davis when he moved on. And now we're bringing him back one season later. Well, I'm going to have some good dreams tonight. And that is so big-brained. Unbelievable. Hey, my guy, thank you for subbing. I appreciate it, USC. You're a Raiders fan, so go Raiders. Thank you for taking Devontae Adams. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. That is mind-blowing. You know what? Great question, Technical Jeff. That's something that I was wondering. Will the Lions look at a linebacker, in the draft? I made some paleo homemade pizza, and it's just wanting to come back out here. I would say it would push us from getting a linebacker until at least 34 at that point. But my mind is still blown about the compensatory pick. Holy cow. Yeah, no, I think it'll probably, if it did anything, it would push us from picking somebody at 32 to 34, but even that's silly because it's one pick away, so why would you lose out on the guy you want at 32? So I guess as I'm processing it out loud, no. No, I don't think it will. I think Jarrad Davis is there for depth as a veteran, as somebody who knows the city, and somebody that Campbell liked in this compensatory pick, but... All right. Well, I went over about 15 minutes, so I am going to wrap it up here. I appreciate you all coming on for this just super quick, last-second live Detroit Lions live stream, Let's Talk Lions live stream. Next week, we will live stream again. I've been having fun doing it at least once a week. It's been a great time. And you guys are all awesome. So I really appreciate everything that you guys do for me, subbing to the channel, hanging out in the chat. And if you guys are interested, I have a Twitch account. It's twitch.com/OsirisBellhorn. You can see that in the bottom right corner. Hang out with me there. That's where, instead of just talking Lions, we just chat about everything else. That's D&D, Lord of the Rings. Play some Super Smash Bros. Have a good time. So thank you, everybody. Enjoy your evening. You guys are amazing. And the Detroit Lions signed Jarrad Davis again. Big Brain Brad with the compensatory pick. Freaking mind-blowing. Det Fan Man. Way to blow my mind tonight. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And I'll catch you next time on Let's Talk Lions.